Okay, YouTube, I'm back. This was that bathroom that I made a video of the other day with the rock in the floor where the toilet was here. This had a big hole in the floor. But as you see, all the subfloor. I did all the subfloor out underneath and everything like that, and got a new toilet flange set up in here. These were the valves that were rotted. I think you guys seen that when I was taking the what do you call it, the sink cabinet out and disconnecting the faucet. These are bad. This one here was really bad. So, and guess what? Behind the cabinet was that shut off valve. So I never knew it was there till I removed the cabinet. That was stupid. They should have cut a hole out for that. But anyways, got a new if this camera will focus, there's a new valve there for the toilet now. All this has tile board. He's not gonna do vinyl on this floor. The owner of the property changed his mind, so he wants ceramic tiles in here, which are gonna be these ceramic tiles here, and they're gonna have very here's all my tools and stuff. We're gonna put an 1/8 inch tile spacers in there. Yeah, so that's how that's gonna go. And then I'll show you guys later on this cabinet here, and the sink top is with it and all the hardware. As you can see, all the hardware is back there. So this is what's gonna go there. And if you could see, hold on a second. They probably got this. Okay. And if you can see, this whole back of this is open. So there'll be access to all the valves. And I think these are soft closed drawers. But there'll be all access to all the valves and everything behind this cabinet. Nice and easy. It's a pretty nice cabinet. It was like 200 and something bucks at Home Depot. And I have the top to it. I'm going to try to pause my videos so I can make one long video without my camera stopping, but we'll see how this goes. So I'm gonna start mixing up my tile mortar. I'm gonna do my layout here so that I can lay my first 2 big tiles here and have my 2 cut tiles here, starting at the doorway, so it's an even on this side and this side, and then we'll run all the way to the tub, and I'll have some cut pieces there. And then whatever small cut pieces you end up with might not be even with this side, but that's okay, because your main focus when you walk into any room is going to be right here in the doorway, okay? So you want these tiles here all even. Anything you put, no matter what kind of tile you put, start it in your doorway and make sure you have even on your right side cut, even on your left side cut, and that's gonna flow right through. And then whatever you have over here on this back wall is what it's gonna be, okay? Because if you start back here and you cut an even tile on this side and an even tile on this side, by the time you get back here to the doorway, it's going to look ridiculous. Because you don't know what you're going to have. You know what I mean? You could lay it out, I mean, but pretty much you don't know what you're going to have. It's not going to be even cuts on your right and left side when you're looking in the door. So that's what you do to make it nice and even. When the bathroom doors open, you'll see a nice even flow of tiles. And also, when you're standing this way from the bathroom camera, I don't know why this camera does that, but when you're standing this way, you're gonna have nice even tiles in that little spot here, in this little area, this whole little area. You're gonna have even cuts on this side, and you're gonna have even cuts on that side. You know what I mean? So when you're looking at the floor from here all the way down this side, which is gonna be, you're hardly gonna see these tiles over here. You're gonna have a toilet here. You're gonna have a big sink cabinet over here that's gonna stick way out here somewhere. So you're not gonna see too much of these tiles. Plus people put their little garbage can or what have you here. You know what I mean? People put stuff in between the toilet and the sink if they got room. Whether it be a plunger, toilet thing, whatever. Goes right there. And as you can see, I painted this whole bathroom the other day. So this is all pretty much painted. I might have a, you know, I gotta fix this little spot right here. I had to put a lot of compound. That wall was horrible. But you guys seen when I tore the sink out the other day, how bad all these walls were right here. Now you see how when I compounded it, and this is old work here. So these walls ain't that great, but you could see now from the side, you can see how nice and flat and smooth it is. And I don't care about, see that little stuff right there in the corner? I don't care about that. That doesn't gotta look pretty. Because the cabinet and the sink top's gonna come way up here. I already set it in here. So none of this stuff in this corner. You're gonna see that little hole back there. You're not, who cares about that? I actually left that little hole right there. And I'll tell you why. That's the stud. There's a stud right here too, if you see where I got the compound on. So what I'm gonna do is, once I set the cabinet in here, well, I got a stud finder anyway. I don't have to do that. What you could do is just take a pencil and make a light pencil mark. So, yep, I'm gonna start tiling this floor right now and see. And I'll be back. I'm gonna pause this video and hopefully it doesn't stop when I pause this video. If so, this is only gonna be. This bathroom is going to probably be like, let's see, I'm going to start tiling, get all my tiles down. That'll be the first video. And then the second video, the floor will be complete and grouted. So, we'll take care of that in a minute. And I'm going to put all new, there was that rubber, like vinyl type of baseboard on here that peel and stick the ugly stuff. I'll show you here. I think I got a piece. There you go. See this cheap $20 a roll. This stuff is garbage. I mean, you can see it. Like, you can't get rid of that now. Once people stick them to the cabinets, that's it. It's no good. I actually painted all of this. I had to touch up a couple of spots. And you could paint your walls, listen. You could paint your whole walls if you want to. You know, compound all the worst spots on the wall. You compound all the worst spots on the walls. And then what you do afterwards, after you get your first coat of paint on, and you see any little blemishes in the wall, don't be afraid, just hit it again with compound. You know what I mean? And then whatever you see on your first coat of paint, you're gonna see on your walls forever. So you paint your first coat. This was a big hole over here, as you could see. This was a huge hole. I don't even know if I didn't even make a video, but this was a hole all the way up to here. And as you can see, that's solid as a rock now. And believe it or not, that's if I stick my hand back here, there's about a freaking half an inch of I still gotta fix that. You could see the little bubbles from the compound. So all you do if you got little bubbles and stuff like that after your first coat of paint, just take your compound, like this little crack. That little crack right there is not gonna be nothing. So I'm gonna screw this. As you can see, this wire is all twisted, but anyways, you get the idea. You see how that this cover here, when I put this cover back on, see, now you can see this little line on the side of my finger. So I'll just hit that with compound one more time before I do my next coat of paint. And then what I do is all those spots that I compounded, I mean, it's kind of hard to see on my camera, but you could see little flat spots like here in the wall. That's why I have these big lights, so you could see it all. But what I'll do is all those spots on a wall that you could see from after your first coat of paint, before you do your second coat, just take your roller, roll all those little spots. Take your lights like this, you know, send them around the room. As you could see, you send them around the room so you could see really good. That's how you should really do it, the right way. And anything you see that looks bad, just hit it again with compound, or anything that you could see. Or after your first coat of paint and your compound is done, before you go put a second or a third coat of paint on it, you know, just roll all of them spots first after it's sucked in. And then when you do your second coat of paint, you won't have to do, that's your third coat. In other words, if you don't just take a roller and just hit these spots first, you know what I mean? Then you're going to have to do everything, or you're just going to have to touch up those spots a third coat. But it's best to do it right before you're getting ready to paint the room, so it don't look like one spot got rolled over again. So you paint those first, and then you put your second coat on heavy around the whole room, and you won't see none of those compound marks on your wall. I've been doing that again. Told you guys in one of my videos, I've been painting since I was like 14, 16 years old. I mean, so I got my chargers charging. As you guys see, when I do my tool reviews, I tell everybody. You could see the inside of my Sawzall box now. You can see my Sawzall. But when I do tool reviews, I do tool reviews on my tools that I use. And as you can see, I got my Makita drill here. I got my DeWalt ones, the new Extremes I just bought. I'm using these on the job. I got my Craftsman brushless. Oh, look at how dirty my Craftsman brushless is now. I gotta clean that off. That's just like, I don't even know what that is. Compound or something. But as you see, and these, okay, here's the Craftsman brushless, guys. A year later, a little over a year later now. Still going strong. A lot of people don't look at all the dust inside of the buttons and everything. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but you can see there's a bunch of, you know, they're working. Here's my rigid drills. These are, this drill, these aren't that old, but here's my rigid impact. And this is my other one I was talking about. I got two of these. You seen one in my shop hanging up on the shelf and down there. But yeah, I use that too. I'm using that too. That's about 2 years old, maybe 2.5 years old. And then my other rigid drill sitting right there. The one I mix up. I always use this one with the handle on it to mix up. I'm gonna be using Flex Bond mortar, and you see I got my little shovel so I could shovel it. So I could shovel it out of the bag, drop it in a bucket, mix it up here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spray a whole bunch of cleaner in the bottom of this tub right now. So I'm gonna spray some cleaner in this tub, so at the end I could just turn the shower on and just clean the tub out. You see I got the mop ready to go. So I'll keep cleaning this tub as I go with hot water to clean up if any mortar splashes out of my bucket, because it is snowing outside and we're not gonna be outside. We are not gonna be outside mixing mortar. As you can see, here we are. Snow, snow, snow. And maybe tonight I'll get my camera out very quietly. Actually, it's nice now, it's snowing. There's a pack of coyotes out here in the woods. So maybe we'll hear them tonight. They'll be out here hunting. They had something the other night, but I came out here and flashed my light up in the woods, and they all went quiet. And there had to be at least, I don't know, six to 10 of them. Quite a few. Alright, so I'm going to pause this video. I'm going to plug my phone in so it could stay charged while my video is on pause. And hopefully I could just unpause this video and continue. But I'll get back to you in a minute and show you how the floor is going. The tile floor. Okay guys, I'm back. I'm going to show you what you should do before you start laying your tiles. Very important. If you, any size threshold you're gonna use for your doorway, if you see how I got the threshold, start off with the threshold, and we're gonna make some marks, some reference points. If I can find my pencil. Okay, I got a dozen of them. Yeah, I should have a pencil. I should have, as you see, my tools are kind of a mess right now, but I pretty much know where all my stuff is in one of these pouch. Oh, there we go. See that? Pencil. But I'm looking for my other one that's stuck in my bag. I wonder if it fell out somewhere. Oh, here it is. I have the pencil. I have the pencil to clip on my the retractor. So let me throw that one back here. Clip this in my pocket. Hold on, let me put you guys down for a second. I got my little tripod on my camera. Alright, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna take my pencil, make sure this is nice. You see how this is nice and even? You don't even have to set this thing in yet. Okay, you see how I got it leaned up here? So I lean it up one way, and I'm gonna make my pencil mark here. Okay. Oh, let me put this down for a second. Now I'm gonna flip it the other way. Center it. If you can see that. Now I just flipped it over the other way. I'm gonna center it. And here's my pencil mark there. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. I'm just gonna make my pencil mark here. This pencil is freaking actually not that I got a little lead in there. Okay, now I'm gonna okay, hold on, I gotta pause this video because I gotta sharpen this pencil so I can make my line across here, but I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back with a sharp pencil. So now what you could do is just take one of these tiles and that tile's actually gonna fit, as you can see, perfect to my pencil, to my original pencil marks. And as you heard that, my tip just snapped off the pencil. But I mean, you could use a Sharpie marker, whatever, to do that. Okay, now if you could see clearly, you can see there's my line. So now when I set these tiles, and I know I'm gonna have an 1/8. Oh, here they are. Throw some spacers up there. Now I'm just gonna put a spacer in here for a reference point again. You could just stand a spacer up. Let me get this back here. So, because now I'm gonna do all 1/8 of an inch. I'm gonna do all. Actually, let me get these in place here. Let me get these. Drop a spacer in there. Push those together. Drop a spacer here. Okay. Those are even there. Those are even there. And now we're gonna make sure these are square looking. Okay, now I see, let's see. Actually, this doorway is not freaking square at all. Okay, but that's okay. I can fix that later. Doorway's way off. Way off. way, way off. So when I go to put my marble in here, I'm gonna have to move it forward, but I want to make sure that I have. So I'm gonna have to move this one up slightly, and just at the end here, get my 1/8 inch spacer there. Okay, and we're gonna have to slide this one up a tiny here. And these tiles are gonna go, all right, what it's recommended on the box. These aren't gonna go subway style. You're supposed to go start from one tile. So this is just a reference. So that's what I'm saying. This isn't gonna matter right now. That this is, as you can see, look at my pencil mark from there to there. Now look at my pencil mark from these tiles, and these tiles are square in here. Okay, and I'm not worried about these sides being even right yet. I'm gonna measure that off in a second and mark that, and then I'll go an 1/8 of an inch from there, in other words. But I'm laying this out here, okay, but I'm gonna actually start from back there and work my way down. And where I start over here, I'll make another line. I'll make a straight line. It doesn't even matter. I'll either make a line all the way down here to the tub, which will probably be most beneficial, because you see this wall, don't try to make your line off of that wall. That wall is totally crooked. Don't try to make your line. This is your longest. Obviously that's your longest wall. So make your reference line where you want your tile to make, because this is what everybody's gonna see, guys. This side. This is a little side of the wall. So if the tile's a slight bit uneven because the wall is crooked, it's not gonna matter. Your eye's not gonna pick up on that. Now, if you start on this side and all your tiles start going crooked this way, and you got a small piece over here and a big piece over here, guess what? Everybody's gonna see that. This here is 2 foot of wall. So if it's like an 1/8 of an inch, even a 1/4 of an inch off, you're barely gonna notice that. Okay, and even back here, you're barely gonna notice if you're off from corner to corner, because your toilet obviously goes there. You know what I mean? So that's a couple of feet of space from the back of the toilet that you're not gonna see. Your cabinet, this cabinet is I don't even know what that cabinet is. I didn't pick up the cabinet, so I didn't measure it yet. It's got to be 30. Looks like 36. Yeah, what'd I say? 36. Okay. That's how many of those I've put in. I could tell by looking at them. So now, like I'm saying, so 36 inches from this wall. 36 inches from this wall, from there to there to here. Okay, that's our cabinet. You're not gonna see nothing uneven behind there. Okay, and I'm tiling this whole floor. We're not tiling up to the cabinet. We're tiling all the way under everything, all the way under the cabinet, like I was saying in my first video. Now, if you ever change out that cabinet and it gets destroyed, because this is a tenant property, so if you ever change the cabinet, you're gonna have all nice tile under here, all of that. So if later on down the road the tenant destroys the cabinet, guess what? You got to put a new one. Now you don't have to fix the floor. A lot of guys put their freaking cabinets in first and then cut tiles around the cabinet. No, don't. I mean, what's it gonna cost? Even if the tiles are $3 a square foot, they're that tile. These tiles only cost $1 something a square foot. But even if it was $3 for one of those tiles, 3, 6, 9, 12, $12. I mean, don't be that cheap. and try to save $12 on 4 tiles or whatever to fill in that space. You know what I mean? Even if it's 12, 15, 18 bucks and you got to get 6 tiles to fill in that space, that's 20 bucks, man. Spend the 20 bucks and you won't have to worry about, because especially if you're a landlord, I mean, you got to change. So now you didn't spend that 20 bucks. Now your tenant moves in, destroy your cabinet. Now you can't find a 36-inch cabinet like you got a deal on this nice one. You know what I mean? The landlord got a good deal on this. This is probably like a $300-400 cabinet. He got it for like 200 bucks. And it's really nice. It's actually pretty solid. If you look at this, this is actually, of course, the backs of these cabinets, unless you go to a real cabinet, a real good cabinet place, everything's going to be particle board. But this is painted like an enamel paint on this cabinet. It's a little dusty, but that's all enamel. But this whole front is all solid hardwood. And the drawers, of course, doesn't matter if these are pressed board. This is a nice cabinet, as you can see. It's got a nice big drawer, wraps around the pipes on the top. 2 nice big doors in the front. And you see, this is another reason why you got a tile under this cabinet. Because this cabinet, guess what? It's flush. It's flush to the floor on that side, but you can see under here. It's got legs on the front. And then, of course, this is going to be up against the wall, so that doesn't matter. But anyways, that's what you do. Tile that space. You got to take that cabinet out, and you can't get a 36-inch, and you have to get a 20-something inch. I think 26-inch they make, 28-inch, whatever, 30-inch. So if you have to get a 30-inch cabinet, guess what? You're all set to go. Next round, 5-6 years down the line, and you won't have to patch in all these tiles, because the odds of you finding a match to these 5 years from now, when these were on sale and at a discount, you better buy a box. You better buy, just if you don't want to move the cabinet and you want to cut around it, guess what? Measure that space right here. Okay, measure that space. Measure from where your cut is over here, or your cut is over here in front. Measure all that out for a full tile to fit later on if you have to change the cabinet. That way you have those tiles. That way you just pop out your little, pieces, end cuts up against the cabinet. You pop those out all around your cabinet, and you got the matching tile to fill in that space, or else it's gonna look funny. But okay, I'm gonna pause this video again. As you can see, I'm starting my layout. Now let me see how even I am, because believe it or not, I just laid these down here, and as you can see, I'm good right here. I'm nice right here in the door. And we got 4.5 inches, as you can see, with my spacer. Okay. Stay there. Alright, so I got 4.5 inches exactly with that spacer over there. This is the way you do this, guys. Put your spacer there. And I can tell already this wall is super crooked. As you can see. Look at that. Look at that. So, this is going to be my most even pattern. I have 4 3/4 on this side. Okay? Now, the thing is, I'm not going to move these tiles over. They're going to look ridiculous. I want this even. I want this space right here even. Okay? You're never going to notice. You're going to have baseboard on here. You're barely going to notice that you're, and then the wall's totally crooked. Because now if I come down here, I have 5 7/8 with my spacer. Okay? If I come down here, I have 5 3/4 with my spacer. Okay. Now, I know I have 4.5 down here. Here's what we could do. We'll put this here. Here's how you do this, guys. You put that there, your spacer there, and look at that. Now, if I move these tiles right there, now I got 4.5 down there. I got 4.5 there. Okay, let's square these back up here. Oh, I just must have